let's get into week 16. Give us some numbers. Ty, give us one number 16 ever to play any sport.
Patrick Wisdom comes to mind, dude.
Oh,
Wow, this guy studied.
I literally looked at the notes like a minute ago, so it's all
the
good.
big sexy.
Okay, that's a good one. That's a powerful start. I like that. I'll go Pau Gasol.
Ooh, the big Spaniard. Let's see.
Who doesn't love Pau Gasol?
I'll go Andrew Ladd. Blackhawks,
Nice.
Andrew Ladd.
That's a good one. I actually did a little research before this. I was going to go Marcus Kruger.
Marcus Kruger.
And there's my my hockey note of the day.
That's as much hockey knowledge as Max has today.
Mhm.
I did not know this, but did you know Terry Francona wore number 16 on the Cubs? One, did you know Terry Francona played for the Cubs?
Did not know either. Thank you for sharing that with me.
That's what I'm here for. All right, give us one more.
I don't know how we haven't mentioned Aramis Ramirez.
Did we not mention him? I thought somebody did.
Nope, nobody did.
Former Pirate.
Do we have a number 16 for the White Sox?
Ted Lyons,
Who the fuck is Ted Lyons?
Hall of Famer.
Ted Lyons is? Hey, you're a Lions.
16 is retired for the White Sox.
Shut up. Is it?
Yeah, take a look.
Ted Lyons from Crystal Lake. Get the fuck out of here.
Hang on, Chris Lake, Illinois.
No, he's from Lake Charles, Louisiana.
He's actually from Lamont.
He's from Lamont.
Everybody's from Lamont, dude.
Oh shit. Yeah, no. Yeah. Turns out, what's this guy's name again? Ted Lyons.
Yep.
Good to know. All right. Well, before we get into some Chicago stuff, let's get into a little just sports in general. Couple game sevens from this past weekend. Nets Bucks on Saturday night, and then Hawks Sixers on Sunday. We'll start with Nets Bucks. Giannis is like just an absolute freak. I don't understand it. I was talking about this with some people I work with, but why don't they just like stack the paint? So this fucking guy, I can just force him to shoot, because I don't think he can't shoot, right? Like
I mean, it's just so long though. Like it literally takes him 2 steps to get from half court to the rim.
He caught a pass outside the 3-point line the other day, didn't dribble and dunked it.
Yeah.
I mean,
right.
Like 3.5 clear steps and no travel.
Yeah.
It was pretty sweet, actually. I don't care. I mean, they could put pads on and start knocking people over. That's actually what they should do. I'd watch that.
It's actually pretty insane that the Nets can build up as crazy of a roster as they want to, and it still didn't matter. They couldn't get through the Bucks.
Well, I mean, Harden was hurt. Kyrie obviously didn't play.
Yeah.
Did you see Durant's shot, though, at the end of regulation to tie it?
Yes, foot on the line.
Ooh. And then he did that like, ooh, that type of face after. But then
his mom courtside too.
Yeah, then he tried to take that exact same shot at the end of overtime and just airballed it.
Didn't work. It's a hard shot. Can't do that twice in one game.
And then the stadium just went numb, silent. You could hear a pin drop in there. That's honestly the best, though, because it's, you know what it is? It's like when you throw a flag in football, or pardon me, like a 4th down play in football, yes, and your team doesn't convert. You're like, wait a minute, hold on. There's that like 2-second delay in your own brain where you're like, hold on. Where's the flag? What's like, how can we reset this? This play.
Or like when Tom Brady thought it was 3rd down instead of 4th against the
it's like, wait a minute, hold on. Your brain needs to recalibrate. That's kind of what it was probably for the whole Barclays Center after Durant just airballed that. But yeah, Bucks, Hawks. And then how about it? So these are the 4 teams: Bucks, Hawks, Clippers, Suns. Talk about like just an outrageous Final Four.
I love it. I mean,
I do too, actually.
This is upset city. I think the fans are happy. The NBA might not be as happy because, I don't know, I mean, the markets just aren't, as big as they typically are. But
I read the ratings were high. The ratings were the highest they've been in like 8 years.
Doesn't surprise me, because I feel like people who are sick of the same old shit or maybe don't watch the NBA are into it this year because of that.
Yeah,
people like parody.
I have no problem not watching LeBron, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't like. I actually did watch a little bit of the Suns Clippers game last night. I mean, like if it was LeBron versus if it was Lakers Clippers, to be honest, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I just don't care about LeBron anymore. I'm just over that guy.
Devin
He
Booker
stinks.
is a beast.
Yeah, he is. He's good.
It was also interesting to hear Steve Kerr say that. I mean, slightly taken out of context, I guess, but there's a quote I saw that Steve Kerr said that Durant might be more gifted than Michael Jordan was. I don't even think that's that much of a stretch because, like,
yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's pretty fucking good.
I mean, the guy's 6'11" and plays like a 2. So
Yeah, and again, different era.
just
And I
because he's
think-
more
I think
gifted doesn't mean that he's a better player.
Yeah, no, that's actually 100% spot on. I saw that quote as well, and I didn't think it was outrageous to think that Kevin Durant is. To be honest, he might be one of the best 5 basketball players, just in general or overall of all time.
He's honestly like a player that you
would.
would design in 2K that is not really possible to have that skill set in real life. Like the dude is just like 6'11", looks like a spider, and can shoot the lights out from 40 feet away.
Yeah, I know, and can get to the hole, can drive. He's skinny as shit, but he can withstand contact. So, I don't disagree. I don't wholeheartedly disagree. At least.
Who do you got winning it all?
I don't know. Let's see. I'll go Suns.
Try it out. You fear the deer, dude?
No. You don't fear the deer, dude? No, I told Ty I have Hawks +8 tonight, so I actually, yes, I do fear the deer. now that we're actually talking about it, but I don't want to fear the deer anymore.
We're a Hawks podcast tonight.
We are a Hawks. Ooh, Hawks are up 6 right now. Let's move on to Saturday or Sunday night's game 7. Hawks Sixers. Holy shit, Ben Simmons. What are we doing, bud? Like, can we not
Can we just shoot the ball?
I mean, like, what is he doing? What is the point of basketball? What is the objective?
Score points.
To put the ball in the hoop, right? What is Ben Simmons not doing or not even attempting?
Shooting.
To put the ball in the hoop. He had that dunk wide open.
And he just passes it. That's like when you all right, I hate to keep referencing 2K, but that's like you mean to click the shoot button and you accidentally click pass.
Yeah, that's actually again, that's perfect. He was on the baseline. He's posting this guy up. He could see what was there. Like he was posting this guy up, did a spin move. And who was there? Lockdown rim stuffer, Trae Young.
Maybe he was either surprised at how open he was. I think he might have been scared to go to the free throw line. Like
that's what I think as well.
Like you can't.
He was afraid that he was going to go up and somebody was just going to absolutely hack him, and he's going to shoot too.
And then there was talk about. I know I'm skipping a few steps, but there's talk about the Bulls making a trade for him. Like I don't think I want anything to do with him.
I think it was CBS Sports. They proposed 5 different trades, and one was just Levine for Ben Simmons straight up. I was like, who fucking runs this account?
That's ridiculous.
Fire them into the sun. Gee, if Arturas Karnisovakis, if that guy, AK, if he ever did that trade, I think you have to fire him on the spot, right?
He won't do that. He's too smart.
I mean, but come on. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
So I had this debate yesterday. As a point guard, I think Ben Simmons sucks because he can't shoot a 3-pointer. Do you agree or disagree that as a point guard, you need to be able to shoot a 3-pointer effectively? And also name me one other point guard in the league that can't shoot a 3-pointer.
Rajon Rondo.
Rondo can still shoot a 3-pointer comparatively.
But he doesn't.
What is Rondo's career 3-point percentage?
I don't think you need to be able to shoot a 3. I mean, obviously you need to. Obviously, Rondo is one of the best passing point guards of the decade and arguably of all time. But like, you definitely need to excel at other things. You don't need to be able to shoot the 3, though. I don't think.
Rondo from 3 is a 32% shooter. That's almost Ben Simmons from the free throw line, though.
I just think with Simmons, first of all, like, there's no excuse for being bad at free throws. Like, what are you doing? Just learn how to shoot. Go stand at the line and shoot 200 free throws at practice every day.
Wait, hold on. Let me go back to Rondo. Do you know what his 3-point percentage was this year? Actually,
No.
I don't know how many attempts he took. 43%.
Wow. 10
Averaging.
attempts.
So I say again, name me another point
40
guard that can't shoot a 3-pointer like Ben Simmons.
52 attempts
3-pointer.
in 45 games. So that's kind of crazy, actually. Jesus.
I don't know. I think with his size, he should be able to play like Magic did almost. And just
I would love Ben Simmons on the Bulls, but for the right price. I'm not giving up Levine, but if you're not giving up Levine, who are you giving up to? Do they still have Wendell Carter?
No, he went in the
Magic
Vucevic
deal?
trade.
Fuck that guy, right? Remember?
He had to go.
We don't like Wendell I forget the reason though. Unless he wants to come onto the pod and discuss it.
If you're listening, Wendell.
We know you are. We know that's what you're doing with your free time. And then Doc Rivers, after the game, asked if Ben Simmons could be a point guard that can lead a team to a championship. He's like, I don't know how to answer that right now. I don't know in what scenario Ben Simmons and Doc Rivers can be coach and point guard on the Sixers next year.
I mean, they
talk about
seemed
throwing
like,
a guy under the bus.
well, yeah. Right after the game, I think him and Embiid were pissed. They were speaking off the cuff a little bit and just talking about their emotions. But I think they backtracked a little bit afterwards. Then Doc Rivers later was like, "Oh, we have a plan in place for like helping him through this and blah blah blah." So I don't know.
They have a plan in place.
Yeah, it just drew one up real quick over the past 48 hours.
Have him sit on the fucking bench. I mean, he was on the bench in the final minutes there. What's his contract? Like 160 million?
Maybe he's just shooting with the wrong hand.
That's what I was saying too. Maybe he's a righty.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the whole time he's just been a righty?
He's like, oh
know it.
shit, and he's pretty good as a lefty actually. When the Rockets traded James Harden at the beginning of the year, the Sixers were in play for that, but they didn't want to give up Ben Simmons. How's that looking right now?
Not great.
I mean, I'm not an expert by any stretch of the imagination, but whoops. It's not good. Not good at all. But let's transition over to some Chicago sports now, unless you had anything else with the NBA.
I think the last thing I want to talk about, MLB related, since we are switching to the Cubs and Sox most likely, was the amount of times that pitchers specifically, are being checked for illegal substances mid-game now.
So starting pitchers are going to be randomly checked throughout the game. It shouldn't be every inning, but just randomly. Definitely, I think it's mandatory after the first inning and then randomly throughout the game. But relief pitchers, since they're usually only in an inning, that's mandatory.
But what's your take on that?
Oh, it's the stupidest thing. Oh, it's so fucking dumb. I can't tell you how stupid it is.
It's out of control. You want to talk about making the game faster and more interesting to fans that aren't necessarily into baseball, that is.
Well, it's not slowing the game down because they're doing it after the inning when the other pitcher's warming up. The guy's just going off to the side. It's actually not slowing the game down at all. The only way it's slowing the game down is when Joe Girardi is
right. That's where I was going next.
Check this guy, which was the craziest thing. And then Max Scherzer is staring him down, walking back to the dugout. And the only thing I could think of was, Jed, go fucking get Max Scherzer right now. For the love of God, I need this guy on my team.
I mean, he handled that perfectly. Like, everyone was Max Scherzer fan in that situation.
I think the pitchers, and rightfully so, are kind of like, well, it really is. Think of it this way, like MLB,
especially for him, it's kind of an insult. It's like, all right, you think my shit's not that good? You really think I'm cheating right now?
Yeah, and I feel like this just makes MLB, like Rob Manfred specifically, just look like a complete joke. Like he obviously knew this was going on, right? So they juiced the balls in 19. This is right around the time that spin rates were going up. and 18 spin rates were going up. So they juiced the balls to kind of counteract that. So then pitchers really start using it. And then once Josh Donaldson calls him out, he's like, oh, no, we can't do this anymore. Like, it's like, Jesus Christ, why don't you ever heard of it? Like just handling it in-house?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Like, let's put this on display for everyone to see. And then the pitchers are just making a mockery of it. And it almost just MLB is just self-imploding on itself.
Yeah.
However, everybody's talking about it. So maybe it is some genius scheme to get eyeballs, and it's probably working, to be honest with you. So maybe
it's a
Rob
twisted
Manfred,
way of getting the MLB more talked about than the NFL.
Rob Manfred, honestly, might be the smartest guy alive. Yet to be seen.
That is a piping hot take.
I kind of just talked myself into Rob Manfred being a genius there.
It's sizzling. Your mic is sizzling right now.
Yeah. Holy hell. That actually.
Cool that thing down.
I believe Rob Manfred's a genius. He might be a genius. He's so dumb, he's smart.
But watching that whole interaction between Scherzer and Girardi was pretty funny. And Girardi can act like he was like walking out of the dugout and pissed off, but that whole time he had to just be like tail between his legs, shit running down his pants. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And then did you see Sergio Romo, the A's pitcher?
Yep.
Took his pants down to his knees.
Completely undressed.
See things like that. It's like the pitchers are making a mockery of it. And I'm sure, hey, listen, if I was a pitcher and I probably would make a mockery. I would be like, what the fuck? Like, this is the stupidest thing to do. Are you kidding me? Way to stay on top of things, Rob. You're really doing a great job.
This isn't happening with the Cubs pitchers. This goes back to your theory about the Cubs signing low velocity starting pitchers.
How about that?
Nothing to worry about here.
Theory?
Nothing to see here.
Nothing. Hey, you think Kyle Hendricks is using spider tack?
No.
You think he's pumping 88 with that spider tack?
And his pants have stayed on all game.
But then, hey, this also goes to my theory. If you're gonna use a foreign substance, again, your balls right on the bottom. I mean, they're checking the not to say like that they couldn't check this, but like you're telling me they're gonna get down on a knee and like, hey, let me see like your grundle or your balls. Let's see what you got going on there. Like, hey, no. You know,
I'm sure, if you're playing in the middle of June or July, I'm sure a lot of guys have quite a few things going on down there.
Well, and I'm not even saying, I mean, I guess you really could get weird and like go on on your actual balls. I was saying just like on the outside of your pants.
Right.
That's what I was saying. But
okay, I see.
But now my brain's now this mic's really hot. What if you put something on your on your balls? You put like pine tar or something like.
Not even that. What if you just use the sweat off the underside of your fucking nutsack to make the ball a little stickier? Is that illegal? It's natural.
That actually make the ball stickier.
Just greasy. It's kind of it's just rude. You're gonna make
you ever felt the underside of a nutsack in the summertime, dude? That shit's sticky. Yeah.
Mix a little toothpaste in there. We're good to go. I mean, can you imagine if somebody like John Mackey's on the mound? He's just got his hand just playing with his grundle and throws like a two-seam to Wilson, and Wilson's like, "What the fuck is this?"
I would
fucking nut cheese, bud.
Immediately hand it to the ump and ask for a new ball.
Please, can you just give me anything else? John, this has John's dinner from last night on it. I don't know. Baseball's definitely not on top of things, but you know who is on top of things?
Who's
Turns
that?
out Ben Zobrist's pastor.
Oh my god! No shit.
Want to talk about a scumbag?
He's either on top of things or right underneath them.
I mean, this guy is first team all scumbag,
all snake team.
So I really don't know what to say about this guy. Ben Zobrist comes out smelling like roses, though. To be honest with you, I think he's almost more of like a fan favorite in Chicago after this. For those who don't know, Ben Zobrist, he left the Cubs for personal reasons in spring training of 2019, and then for 3 months ish during the 2019 regular season to go back with his family because his marriage was on the rocks. But this whole time, it turns out his wife was cheating on him with their pastor, who was like a marriage counselor to them, who was their premarital counselor, the head of their like the family foundation. It gets just so fucked up.
Right. And he was basically working for their charity, I believe. And then he was still, I think he was unemployed by the charity and he was still cashing checks from them underhandedly without them knowing.
For 3 months.
I mean, holy shit. I mean, not only are you going to steal from the guy's charity, but you're also just going to fuck his wife in the process while you're supposedly treating him for his anxiety and depression.
Yeah, it is. It's actually bonkers.
He took love thy neighbor very literally and seriously.
Right. I mean, that is like
love thy patient.
That's just pure evil, honestly.
Oh, I mean, when I was reading that Tribune article, and the whole time I just kept saying to myself, just what the fuck?
Right. It's just like disgusting. You feel dirty. I need to wash my hands after reading it.
And his wife, Jesus Christ, you want to talk about just some bimbo slut? I mean, I don't even know what do you say about her? And she's supposed to be some Christian singer, right?
Basically, you know, it's hard to take anything that she really says seriously after this happens. Like, you see her Instagram posts and her long captions, and you're just like, gosh.
Oh, can we just for like a minute here just absolutely rip on how ugly she is?
Go ahead, dude. Start.
Yeah, I mean, we're all ears. Floor is yours.
I mean, I've never seen the Loch Ness monster, but she's right there. I mean, dude, she is atrocious. I think I'd rather, if we're the last two people on the planet.
Whoa. Let's not go too far. One time Benny was in love with her, so.
Not anymore though. I mean, I'm gonna take from 2019 on. This is Juliana Zobrist 2019 to now.
If Kyle was in a room with Hitler, Saddam Hussein, and her, and had 2 bullets and a gun, he would shoot her twice.
Right in the tits.
Here's the thing. She thinks she's like an icon or some kind of like public figure or celebrity. She's not. No one knows who she is if she's not married to Ben Zobrist and has that miserable walk-up song that he used just for her.
Oh my God. Was it her rendition of Benny and the Jets, right?
Yeah. And it's like, clearly he's doing that for you. He's not doing it because it's a good song. Like,
because nobody's jamming to this like they're jamming the Rizzo.
Nobody. In fact, everyone heard it and they were like, why is he doing this? But at the end of the conversation, you're like,
they were actually
like clearly he loves his wife.
Fans heard that walk-up song and then we're asking Ben to divorce her then. Ben, listen, you can't be our second baseman with that walk-up music. It's us or her.
And I guess the good thing for Ben is he is forever the 2016 and 2015 World Series MVP.
No, I don't think he was the 2015 World Series MVP.
Was he not? But he definitely won with the Royals.
Yeah, no, he was not. Salvador Perez was.
No, he was in my head.
Okay.
How do you know that Salvador Perez won the 2016?
After all this, Ben Zobrist is 2015 World Series MVP too.
We can Photoshop that really quick. If anybody asks us on Twitter, we'll just quickly Photoshop that. Wait, yeah, I love Ben Zobrist. I love this. I just named my dog Ben.
I was just gonna say you named your dog after him.
Yeah, so I can rip on Juliana Zobrist and still love Ben. It's like when you're like if your buddy breaks up with a girl and it's like you have to wait for that grace period to like start ripping on her.
Right.
It's like, well, listen, when you're fucking a pastor, there's no grace period. The grace period's over.
No.
You get ripped on right away.
Right.
Well, we'll move into less harsh news, and we'll just talk about the actual team.
Okay.
Let's start with Kyle Hendricks because that's very, very positive.
So you're basically starting with the only good news that I really had currently about the Cubs over the past week.
Well, listen, we need to mix it up because it has been.
It's been one thing after the other.
It has literally been one thing, and we're not even talking. We haven't even brought up the Blackhawks yet, so we'll stick with Kyle Hendricks for now.
Let's talk about him being a top 5 pitcher in the MLB over the past month.
8 starts in a row, first pitcher in the NL to 10 wins, tied for the league lead overall. Let's see, over the past month, 2.65 ERA. You know what? The thing I love about him, though, is you're right. He is the anti-sticky tack type of pitcher.
Right.
He's the anti-sticky tack. He doesn't need to grab his Fremunda cheese like John Lackey. He's just grabbing.
What did John
rocks.
Lackey ever do to deserve this slander?
I don't know. He just seems like a guy that would like grab his nuts and with
Why can't we just rip on Garrett Cole though?
Yeah, we'll just use every time we mention John Lackey. Just know
That's what we meant. Solomon, if
we're
you could actually
referring
go
to
back
Garrett
and dub in Garrett Cole's name
Just
over
dub in
John.
my voice over every time you said it.
John
Yes.
Lackey. Yes. Or just bleep it out so nobody knows who we're talking about. But yeah, no, Hendricks, 6 shutout yesterday, 6 shutout last Thursday against the Mets. I mean, this guy he's the first Cub since Arrieta in 15 to win 8 consecutive starts.
He's dealing.
Is he an all-star? You think he'll be an all-star?
I don't think he'll be an all-star. I think there are too many good power starters in the NL, and his tough start to the season, I don't know. I don't think he gets in. But for the Cubs' sake, this is important. Like, if they are actually going to make a push for the playoffs, this is the Kyle Hendricks that they absolutely need at the top of the rotation.
100%. I can't believe his WAR is only 0.4 right now.
Yeah, I'm
That's
pretty
wild.
shocked by that too. I mean, if he has double-digit wins already, a little surprising.
Let's see who's got the most WAR on the team. All right, well, we'll go pitching staff. There, oh my God.
You're going to get in the negatives.
No. Oh yeah, there are negatives here.
Those are numbers.
These are numbers. Holy fuck, are these numbers?
I wonder if when we reference old podcasts that people know what we're talking about.
Probably not, but let's.
I don't even know what we're referencing half the time.
That was you last week, dumb fuck.
Yeah, I know that one. I'm just saying in general, as a whole.
There are, let's see, Keegan Thompson has a higher WAR. Keegan Thompson, Dan Winkler, Andrew Chafin, Ryan Tepera, and Craig Kimbrell all have a higher WAR than Kyle Hendricks.
Huh.
Adbear's right below him. Tommy Nance is tied with him.
I don't fully understand how WAR is calculated. I just agree that it's a good stat or a good measure of performance.
Let's see.
Who was the pitcher we said played for the Windy City Thunderbolts?
Tommy Nance.
Tommy Nance. Well, guess who I saw play yesterday? The Windy City Thunderbolts. They got
How'd
their
that
asses
go?
kicked by the Schaumburg Boomers.
Oh, you know what? We
Swimmingly.
didn't talk about that at the beginning of the show. What the hell, dude?
Talk about your hot dog experience.
I wanted to hear about that game.
I may never go to another Boomers game again. And here's why. Let me tell you why, dude. $1 hot dog night. I'm amped up about it, right? I get 4 dogs off the jump.
They cut you off. They cut you off,
run,
didn't they?
No. They did not cut me off. First run to the concession stand. Actually, we got 6. We split 6. I had 4. She had 2. Just the worst hot dog ever, really. It's just not a good dog. And the buns.
What did you
Every
expect?
one of my buns split.
Were they
in
like
half and
all
fell
crusty?
apart. Yeah,
Yeah.
they were just old, like
Stale?
Yeah, just not a good dog. Then get this bullshit. In the middle of the 5th inning, the teams come out and stand in front of their dugouts, and somebody gets on the field and they sing "God Bless America" in the middle of the 5th inning. I was like, "What are we doing?"
Never
It's
heard
the
of that.
5th.
Do you hate America?
I've been to quite a few baseball games in my life. Never have I seen in the middle of the 5th them just stop play for a good old "God Bless America."
Wait, so
It wouldn't
do you-
bother me as much as it's bothering you.
It pissed
Do
me
you have a
off.
problem with them singing "God Bless America"?
I have the problem with them singing it at that particular time.
So if they sang it in,
I think it was just like a culmination of things. Like you were on your 3rd shitty hot dog and you were not in the mood to hear "God Bless America" in the middle of the 5th inning.
It wasn't even that. It was just like, how about the 7th when you do the stretch? Sing then. But why are you going to stop play?
I thought you were going to say it was last call for beer in the middle.
last call for dog. Was it a 7-inning game?
It was I don't know. We left in the fucking 6th inning.
He left
Maybe-
right after "God Bless America."
Literally. We didn't leave because of that. It was just
Ty,
the
what if
tickets
it was
were
a s-
free.
He
So we
pocketed
were-
his hot dogs and walked right out of there.
This sounds like this might have been a 7-inning game.
No, I don't. I'm sure they play 9.
I don't know.
How many people were there roughly? I'm curious.
There was a lot of fucking people there, dude. The parking situation was fucking tough.
Really?
Yeah.
So the stadium was close to full, or
They
have, like, the
I'd say it
lawn
was about like
seats
it was
down the
like
line, too?
60% probably, but that's still a few thousand people.
for them, that's impressive.
What was the score?
I used to work for the Boomers
won?
back in the day.
It was 10-2 when we left in the fucking top of the 6th. Dude, it was
So,
like watching North Central play. It was
So
wild.
tight. I want
It's
you
so
to know
wild.
that they only played 7 innings.
Did they?
Yeah.
Is that a fact for real?
Yeah. I'm looking at the box score right now. Final was 12-3.
And you left in the 8th, right?
No,
The
we left
sixth.
it in the 6th. So that makes more sense now. But then it's like they didn't even do the
So
stretch.
tell me now how much you hate God Bless America.
That's not why I was disappointed. It was just the
Here's another
timing,
question
dude.
for you. Do you think you could have stepped up to the plate 4 times? Let's say you got 5 at bats. How many balls are you putting in play? Are any of them base hits?
Yeah, I haven't swung a bat in a while. You said 4 appearances?
5.
5? I'm making contact on all 5, and I'm probably getting 3 hits. It was
Wow.
dude.
Wow.
I'm telling. It was like
Lot of
80 mile
contact.
per hour fastballs, and
Well, the radar gun didn't work there.
yeah, and just like the most below average curveballs that you've seen. It was
So you're
like I'm
saying you're
telling
going
you,
3 for 5.
So you think you would
2 or
have
3
hit 4
for 5,
shitty
dude.
hot dogs, walked up to the plate and won 3 for 5?
not after 4 shitty hot dogs, but if I prepared for it, sure.
I don't believe you.
I don't believe you either. Not after you
Listen.
said you hate God Bless America, especially.
Here, I'm going to tell you this. I was
Listen,
in the
you
fast
idiots
cage
could
at
step up to the plate
Sluggers.
too.
a couple
and
weekends
fucking
ago.
an 80 mile per hour fastball.
I was in the fast cage at Sluggers a couple weekends ago. I haven't swung a bat at a baseball in a long time either, and the fast cage looked fast.
You also were how many beers deep?
There was a time where the fast cage was like I would go in there and just pump fucking line drives back up the middle. Now it was like I was just fouling everything off.
They're pumping line drives in your chest.
Yes. Standing there in my fucking Tommy Bahama flip flops, looking like an absolute fool.
88.
Went into slow pitch baseball right after just to get the confidence back up.
Just to get the meter pumping again.
Right.
I don't know what you're smoking to think you could just go up and go 3
Listen,
for 5.
That's probably an overshoot, but I'm
No
making
shit.
contact with the
You
ball.
wouldn't get
like,
one hit.
You wouldn't
would-
make contact 3 out of 5 times.
You're crazy, dude. Could
You would
you
make contact,
right
but
now?
you
Could you make contact with an 80 mile per hour fastball? Yes
They
or
were
no?
not throwing 80.
Yeah, but
the-
dude, I play in a men's league and I hit a couple
Oh,
times. a week.
this guy plays in a men's league.
I mean, I'm
yeah.
not saying I'm good, but I can at least make contact.
Okay, so there you go. You can
The
make
hit,
contact.
I'm a contact guy. I'm like Eric Sogard.
Me too.
I make
That's
contact.
that's why I had
Probably
like
not the best guy to compare myself to.
So wait. You're saying their starter,
David Eckstein.
the starter for the Boomers was throwing 80?
if the outfield fucking radar thing was correct, all of them were not getting past 85.
Okay. That's 85 is different than 80.
It was more on the 80 side.
Maybe they're just junk ballers.
Could
I
have
don't
been
know. Wait, what is that? Independent ball?
literally
Yeah.
independent ball.
The Boomers?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering at what point, like, when you're looking around at Schaumburg Boomer Stadium, you see that it's dollar hot dog night or whatever, and the hot dogs look really shitty. There's like 2,000 people there. They're singing "God Bless America" in the middle of the 5th inning. At what point are you saying to yourself, "What the fuck am I doing playing for this team? I'm
Oh,
making $500
right.
a week, and I'm fucking traveling to Gary, Indiana."
Do they have other jobs?
They have to.
Have to.
I mean, especially now since everybody can work remotely, you'd think they'd have something.
I mean, yeah, and Gary was just one example, but it's like every town that has these teams is just like some lame suburb in the Midwest or something.
And no disrespect to Sam Klein, but didn't Sam Klein play independent ball for a minute? Like,
Yeah, but at least he was trying to like do something immediately after college. Like if you're in
yeah,
your
yeah, yeah.
late 20s still doing this, it's like, shit, I don't know.
Well, shit, dude. I was looking up the players as they came up to bat, and like some of them were like the one dude got drafted second round in 2010 to the Yankees. And he's playing for the Boomers.
I'm pretty sure you can't be over a certain age in that league. Like you have to be like under 29 or 30 or something like that.
I'm looking at the Schaumburg Boomers roster. There's a guy who is turning 30 in August. Besides that, another guy, he was born in 92, but a lot of them are like 96, 97, 98, a couple 94s. I can't, where do you see that where they were drafted? I'd love to get one of these guys on and just talk about how shitty it is to play in independent league baseball. But
I mean, they might be slightly insulted by the way that we were describing it, but
they probably won't hear this part, but
it would still be fun to have them on.
I'm gonna look. That is actually something I'm gonna do for next week. I'm gonna get a Schaumburg Boomer or Windy City Thunderbolt on the podcast.
Well, I mean, there were definitely guys that played for the Boomers that were like, glorified Lake Park or high school baseball stars that just go on and like play for a year or two there.
I actually know the hitting coach. I played with the hitting coach for the Gary South Shore Railcats. So, I mean, I guess we could get him on, but he's not much fun to talk to be honest with you. But I don't really want to get him on.
Neither are we, so that's cool.
All right, can we stop fucking talking about this right now?
Yeah, but that was pretty good content, honestly. I'm glad we talked about Ty's experience. I thought it was going to end with him laying in the grass down the left field line covered in stale hot dog bun bread.
Stale poo. Wait, you set the over under yesterday at 6.5. You only had 4.
Yeah, I did. I let everybody.
My over under was correct. I think I put it at 3.5. That was a good.
And
that was a good line.
let me also say this: I stopped at 4 because I was like, I'm gonna also get a pretzel with cheese because like that's the best part of any concession stand. Not a single fucking. This also played into it. Not a single fucking stand had a pretzel with cheese. Nowhere to be found.
Are the Chicago Dogs playing this summer?
I believe so in Rosemont.
Why don't you hit up a Chicago Dogs game instead of a?
Because I live 2 miles from the Boomer Stadium.
Fair.
I mean, you live like 10 miles from the other one. I don't think it's that much.
I mean, Rosemont's fucking bitch to go to. I mean, it's quick and easy, I suppose, but Rosemont's just a mess.
I mean, how many teams are even in this league? Like 5? It's like the Thunderbolts, the Illinois Miners, the Evansville Otters, the Slammers, and the Crushers. And then the Boomers. I think there's 6 teams in this league.
Well, there you have it.
I don't know. We should
and that's talking independent baseball. Bring back the Schaumburg Flyers, honestly.
Yeah, let's rebrand.
They were cooler when they were the Flyers.
That's like the Joliet Slammers when they were the Joliet Jackhammers. I want to go to a Jackhammers game. I don't want to go to a Slammers game.
No. As you were reading off all the names of the teams in that league, I'm like, God, these are the team names from backyard baseball.
They did. They made the mascot race a little kid around the bases, and the fucking mascot ran the little kid over accidentally. All I could think was Kyle just mascotting for the Cougs, just fucking running kids over.
Oh, God. That poor guy. It's probably some like 18-year-old intern who is just nervous as shit. Oh, that's the worst. Okay. And in other news, that's not independent league baseball.
Back to the Cubs.
I mean, actually, the way they've been playing, they might be an independent league team because they got absolutely dicked on by the Marlins. I mean,
they lost 6 of their last 10. They lost 2 series in a row to the Mets and Marlins. Split with the Indians, much needed win yesterday, but yeah, I mean they're reeling a little bit right now.
Yeah, they are. With a tough stretch ahead, 10-game road trip coming up, 4 in LA, 3 in Milwaukee, and 3 in Cincy. So
yeah, and then I think they have the Phillies and the Cardinals right after that before the All-Star break. So it does not get any easier over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, and it's funny because right before that Marlins series, they just finished a 17-game stretch against teams over 500. They went 10-7 in that stretch, which if you would have said that at the beginning, you would have been excited about.
Shake hands and say that's fine.
Yeah. So these next 10 are going to be crucial. The
Someone needs to. I don't know who needs to do it, but someone needs to go in the dugout and wake up the bats.
throw them on the field. The Brewers, I feel like, have played the Diamondbacks like the past 25 games, and the Diamondbacks can't win to save their lives. When the hell do the Cubs get to play the Diamondbacks?
Seriously, can we get a series against the Diamondbacks?
I mean, I think that's actually the first.
That's what the
series
doctor
after the
ordered.
All-Star break, but come on, I mean, the Diamondbacks. I think Bob Nightingale tweeted this out. They fired at one point this month. They fired 2 hitting coaches and had 1 win. That's
nuts.
unheard of. That's impressive.
That is absolutely
That is
insane.
legitimately impressive.
I mean, go ahead. I was basically just gonna start listing the miserable batting averages on the Cubs over the past couple of weeks.
Well, instead of listing those miserable batting averages, let's talk about the miserable base running from Javi the other night.
Yeah.
Do you agree with Ross benching him there?
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate it. I mean, I think he needs to be reminded that he's, that he can be put in his place every once in a while.
I agree as well. I don't think anybody, I mean, I know it's probably, maybe it sounds meatheadish to say, but I don't think anybody's bigger than the team. I think everybody, every once in a while, needs that kick in the ass. And I was listening to a podcast, I think maybe, was this last year maybe? But it was in 2016 and Ross got in Rizzo's face where he didn't think Anthony, wow. He didn't think Riz was giving it his all. And it was basically like, yeah, if I was the fucking manager, I would not be playing you right now. And then Riz went out and just had like a phenomenal game. And you saw he did it last year with Schwarber, and they were buddy after.
Yeah.
Well, hey, let's actually talk real quick. Let's touch on Schwarber because this guy does not stop fucking hitting home runs.
Insane.
He had another 3-run shot today.
That's fucking nuts. I don't understand. He hit 5 home runs in 2 games.
So I'm looking at the stats here. He has 125 home runs in his past 4 games.
Those are numbers.
Those are numbers.
So at this point, would you rather have right now Schwarber or Peterson?
I mean, the easy answer is Schwarber.
But the hard answer is Jock.
Yeah, because that's the one we're stuck with. That's the hard truth.
It's actually kind of crazy to look at how similar their numbers are. Jock, obviously, or Schwarber's, pardon me, within the past week, obviously has shot up with the home runs, RBIs, slugging of that nature, but his strikeouts are through the roof. He is not hitting high velocity at all, or really much at all. But all it takes really is for Jock to have one of these hot stretches as well, which he's prone to have, in Schwarber's the slump, which he is also prone to have.
Right. I mean, Jock's already done it this season. He'll have a week where he hits over 300 and hits 3 home runs.
Exactly. So it's interesting. I really don't know. Who would I rather have? I'd rather have Darvish and Schwarber combined. I was talking with Tony, and he's like, this I feel like this team is just a Darvish and a Caratini away from being the best team in the NL. And I was like, you know what? I think so too.
I mean, it's
unfortunately
true. Who would have guessed? Not I.
I did. I have a future.
Not I set the fox.
I mean, we all said over 80.5 or 78.5 wins, and they're definitely on pace to. I mean, they're.
Oh, absolutely. I was expecting 500 balls. To be honest, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I was expecting
their minimum, and like where they're at right now, going through this tough stretch. And we said before how they have the toughest July schedule of any team in baseball. They're managing the storm right now, and I know the offense is struggling, but.
I mean, Davies and Arrieta keep just getting fucking lit up too.
Who?
Davies and Arrieta.
Davies? What stats are you looking at with Davies?
I mean, his last few games, his ERA is over 5.
Well, if you minus the last game, it's not. I mean, that last start was shit, but before that, he has been fantastic.
Yeah.
Before last start, he had like a 1.86 ERA from May 1st. So he's been. I think last week was an aberration. Big word. That's my word of the week is an aberration.
Good word.
Hashtag Masters.
Yeah. Hashtag I have my MBA. I think they need to go out. We always say this, but they need to go.
That might be a good name for this episode. Aberration.
Not abortion.
I don't know how to spell
Or
it.
Juliana Zobrist. Jesus.
What were you gonna say?
There we go.
Do you think Alec Mills should stay in the rotation?
I mean, he had a nice spot start against the Marlins. Obviously, it's the Marlins, but
Well, also Jake Arrieta and Zach Davies didn't have great starts. That's
right.
exactly what you needed. Would you rather have of the three in the rotation? You need to pick two: Arrieta, Trevor Williams, Alec Mills. What of those two or those three are you putting in the rotation?
I'm putting Alec Mills in there for sure out of those three.
All right, I'll say just one of them. If you need
Yeah.
just one in a playoff series, you need 4 starters. Who are your 4 starters?
You need 4 starters.
Yeah, we'll say 4 starters. LCS. Well, even in the NLDS, you need 4 starters.
Okay. I'm gonna say Max Scherzer, Kyle Hendricks, Zach Davies, and then it's a toss up between Mills and Arrieta, but I'll say Mills.
Right now, I feel like you have to go Mills. I don't know how you would go Arrieta.
Right.
He just doesn't look good. He
doesn't have the same stuff that he did. I mean, it's like his stuff moves like it did, but he's just not locate like he used to.
No, not at all. Not at all. It's terrible. I would be right. I'm right there with you. I think Mills is the correct answer there.
I will say this: that was a savvy veteran type managing move by Ross, having the team put on the Space Jam gear for the trip out to LA. Though that's like slump busting 101. He was prepared.
I like that. But then it brings up the whole debate. It's like, do you think Space
just
Jam
copying Madden?
No. I mean, teams have been doing this since they could fly. It's not Joe Madden didn't fucking create costumes. One time for me. Do you think Space Jam 2 is going to be better than Space Jam 1?
I don't know. I'm not going to watch it.
Team, you have to just really go into the space. If you're going to do a Space Jam trip, you really need to dive into the Space Jam 1 atmosphere and attire. Get have bottles that say Michael's Secret Stuff. And that's all you're drinking.
Yes, that's good. I like that a lot. That's a great call. Definitely. I mean, definitely being from Chicago, like a team from Chicago heading out to the West Coast while there's about to be Space Jam 2 with LeBron. Like they're going to LA. LeBron, LA needs to be clear that this is a Space Jam 1 trip.
Yeah, they needed to label this a Space Jam 1 trip. This isn't a Space Jam 2 trip. Let's make that fucking clear.
Right. Let's get that through everyone's skulls before this 4-game set.
All right, well, let's talk a little White Sox here. They won today, but they've also been struggling.
Yes, they have.
Lost, was it 5 games in a row?
Yep.
Before today?
Yeah, four to the Astros too, all in a row, just like that.
Yeah, Yerman has been 0 for 19 with 9 strikeouts.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to see this happen to guys, and it's seemingly starting to happen to Patrick Wisdom, but I think he's done. Yerman.
Patrick Wisdom homered yesterday, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, he's hitting like a $188 over the past 2 weeks too.
Yeah, he did go 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts on Monday, but let's talk about the Sox. The lineup they put out there today, I didn't know like half the guys. They had a guy named Luis Gonzalez out there. Yeah, and I was like, is this 2001 Luis Gonzalez or who is this guy?
Why did Luis Gonzalez come up on an episode? Didn't Saul think he was tall?
I don't remember.
We were like,
that could very well be though.
We were like, name. Kyle was like, we were talking about Chris Bryant and how he's tall, and tall guys usually don't translate to being good hitters in the MLB. Kyle's like, yeah, name another good tall hitter. Saul immediately goes, Luis Gonzalez. Like he's not that tall.
Sounds about right, dude.
But back to the Sox.
I mean, like Lurie Garcia. I know Lurie plays a lot, but they had. I mean, like Lurie. Brian Goodwin, I think was one of the guys.
Yeah, like Danny Mendick. Like,
yeah. Who are you?
I don't know, but I mean, what are they supposed to do at this point? It's just one guy goes down after the other.
I mean, yeah, really. Jake Lamb started at third. let's see, what is this guy? Something B Goodwin. Is it Brian Goodwin? Yeah, in center. I mean, even these guys out of the bullpen, like, who the fuck is Ryan Burr?
I'll say this over and over again, but it doesn't matter what their lineup is. They could put out their AAA team for all I care. Their pitching staff is good enough to win a World Series.
They are, and I love Lance Lynn. I really do. When he,
what did you think about? I forget what series it was before. It was either the Rays or the Astros series. Someone was like, "Oh, Lance, what do you guys think about playing against an AL contender at this point in the season? Like, do you feel this is a good way to measure up against the competition or whatever?" And he just kind of like laughed it off. He's like, "No one really gives a shit. It's June."
I was just about to talk about that. Yeah, it's the best, and that's probably the right attitude to have. Because to be honest, who does give a shit right now? Just keep playing good baseball, and then if you see them later, you see them later. But a matchup in June really isn't going to tell you much about a matchup in October, because as baseball goes, whoever's hot at the right time, that's all that matters.
You're probably not going to learn too much, and like you're definitely scouting the pitchers like throughout the season. You got guys that are doing that, like you said, you're not going to learn anything new now that you wouldn't be able to figure out a week before you play the team in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's the right mindset to have. What about the cup snake situation across town, just in all the bleachers? What's our thoughts on that?
That's a good question. I think it was like, and I'm trying to think of the right way to describe this, but it's like, I don't know, your parents let you have like people over or a party in high school while they're out of town. And they're like, you guys can drink, you can have fun, just be responsible and don't do anything stupid. What happens? Like, one kid goes out in the street and fucking lights off fireworks and fucking destroys the neighbor's garbage can. Like,
this sounds like this is a real story. Did this happen to you in real life? Is this
it's not a real story. I literally just made this up in my head. And that's what happened at Wrigley Field when the cup snake fell on to the warning track. And then that poor sucker that works for Wrigley Field had to run out there and pick up all the cups.
Oh, I was there for that. He was booking it. He might beat that Freeze guy in Atlanta. I'm not kidding. If there were NFL scouts there, he might have got a contract. He was booking it.
There was a pretty funny picture, like a funny angle of it with Jason Hayward, like watching, just with his hand on his hip. He just looked like a pissed off dad, basically.
Like, what the fuck is this?
Right. What's this shit going on in my outfield?
I know. Don't get me wrong. It's not like, I don't know how anybody would hate, like, not like the cup, or just like, dislike the cup snake, right? I could see people like, I'm probably indifferent to it. You do it, don't do it. It's not like it's got any hair off my back. What I don't like is just the people who are so obnoxious about it. It's like, do it, have fun with it, but at the same time, don't fucking throw them on the field.
Right. Or hit people in the head, or like, don't obstruct people from trying to watch the game, basically.
And if you sit in the bleachers, you have you should have an expectation of you're going to be around drunk people and cup snakes and things of the like. So even if I was there trying to enjoy a game, not drinking, you can't be pissed, because that's what happens out there.
Right. I think it's got to happen naturally, though. Like, you can't force it. You can't run out in the bleachers and be like, all right, let's build a cup snake. Like, you just got to be sitting next to someone who also has some empty cups, and you start stacking them together.
You know what I would love to see, though, which it definitely won't happen now, because I think they're going to put a kibosh on the cup snakes. Would you not love to see one just wrap around from foul pole to foul pole?
That would be insane.
Like,
I don't know how you would get. You would have to basically bring it up, angle it up towards the scoreboard.
Yeah, you really would. Because there's no way you could do it over the batter's eye. But if you go like through the back tunnel there a little bit, like through the aisle there.
Yeah, back by like those food stands.
Yeah. Kyle loves going back through the back tunnel.
You're the one talking about your sphincter earlier. And then eating
one thing before we go back to the Sox, because all we can really do is talk about the Cubs.
Are we really going back to the Sox?
Can't help ourselves, but what I think I saw the wave at Wrigley Field the other night while I was watching the game.
what is? Do you actually care about the wave? Like, I don't. I mean, I'm not
I
gonna. I'm
mean-
not gonna be a guy that starts it, but I'm not gonna.
Personally,
on
don't
people.
really care, but it's always been like growing up, going to Cubs games. It's always been code like you don't do the wave at Wrigley.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna tell people like sit down, but I'm also not gonna like join it. Like the wave could be going around. I probably would just sit there and do absolutely nothing. I don't think they should do it, but I'm just not gonna do it. I don't want to do the wave, not unless I'm in the bleachers building like cup snake shit faced.
And that's talking the wave.
And that's talking the wave. Yeah, I'm good not talking about the Sox anymore. They have nothing. They brought nothing to me this week.
All we can really say is they are 14 games over. They have basically the opposite of the Cubs schedule heading into the break. They have Seattle, the Twins, Detroit, the Twins again, and then the Orioles over the next 2 weeks. So realistically, obviously with their half AAA lineup, I still think they should be able to coast into the All-Star break and be 20 games over halfway
Easily.
through the season.
They should be, to be honest with you. Now,
Yeah.
now that you told me that schedule, I'm probably just gonna absolutely hammer them all these games. Breaking news here: the Bucks, or pardon me, the Hawks. The Hawks beat the Bucks in Game 1, 116-113.
You heard it here last.
By the time you're hearing this, it might be tip off for the 2021
Game 2.
2022 regular season.
One last thing about the Sox, I want to ask you. What are your thoughts on Yaz Grandal's stat line right now?
He's a joke.
I mean, I actually think I wouldn't hate having him in the lineup.
Like the Cubs lineup.
Just as my catcher behind the dish.
I mean, he's providing. Want to talk about WAR? He's want to talk about WAR? He's providing positive value.
So 383 on base percentage and 11 home runs.
I don't hate that.
I mean, does his batting average matter at all?
I think it does, to be honest. He hit the game-winning 2-run double today, though, so maybe he's heating up a bit. But he's never been like a phenomenal hitter. But he's also, I mean, I think he's just off to a rough start.
I think it doesn't
which
matter.
Which does go to show that even if he's getting off to a rough start here, and he's still getting on base, he's a quality player.
Yes.
That's me saying something nice about the White Sox.
Okay, that was nice.
What else we got? You think we're good? We
We should end it with you complimenting the White Sox because that shit will never happen again.
Okay, let's end this because my computer's actually about to die. And I have no idea where my charger is. And I got this dog ready to just pump one still. Actual one on this update on my knee. Now both dogs want to fuck my knee. So yeah, I just put a blanket over it now. But then there's really no good solution to this right now. So
Everyone's been wondering about it.
So thoughts and prayers to my kneecap. But that's the update on that.
And with that, we'll see you next week, dude.
All right, see you guys.